In the heart of the jungle, the weight of 1,000 days rests on a boy. Every step forward is a gamble against a hidden enemy waiting in the shadows. The heavy silence of the trees can shatter with a single frantic wing beat. He clings to a tattered piece of home while the world dissolves into rain. Survival becomes a slow crawl through a landscape that wants to pull you under. Beneath the emerald beauty lies a darkness that no sunlight can ever reach. The jungle heat was stifling, but the darkness brought a deeper kind of dread. Out here, the greatest threat was the terrifying uncertainty of the unknown. Then the earth itself seemed to move, a rhythmic ripple drawing closer now. He searched for a ghost while the shadows behind him finally took a shape. The night exploded into fire as the world dissolved into a frantic struggle. A white flash erased the jungle, leaving him to face Chosen's killing cold. At Chosen, the enemy was not alone. The cold hunted every man beside him. Every frozen weapon demanded a battle before it could protect its owner. Then shapes multiplied along the ridges and dread settled over the line. In darkness, Chinese troops advanced through the same merciless frozen world. By dawn, each ridge held danger, and escape had vanished into the snow. When the bugles called, training held firm against the terror rushing downhill. Winter vanished, leaving smoke, mud, and thousands of men facing dawn. Once a schoolteacher, he enlisted beside the friends who trusted him most. At his side, one boyhood friend still promised they would return home together. Then the first cannon blast made the earth itself seem to break beneath him. Soon the order arrived, carrying every soldier toward the danger ahead. They entered open ground, racing toward a fence the enemy could never yield. Then the trees erupted in gunfire, louder than anything he had ever known. When his friend fell, he saw only sons who might never make it home. Near Antietam, even the burned orchard seemed to hold its breath in smoke. Then something moved beside him, and he could not tell which side it served. He saw only another scared boy with no time left for certainty or choice. In the chaos, his lost friend returned, disguised by another regiment's mud. Their promise to his mother became the only thing still holding them steady. The field seemed empty, but men waited beneath its broken earth, ready to fire. A cry rose from the smoke, and their promise pulled them toward hidden danger.
At Antietam's Cornfield, Eli remembered the promise he made to his mother. Thomas stayed beside him, refusing to let fear choose their next move. Then one narrow pass of corn bent, while the field stayed still. It revealed wounded men crawling toward safety, not an advancing attack. Eli lifted his rifle, but Thomas steadied his shoulder and his judgment. A distant volley shattered the quiet, and smoke swallowed the fence line. Thomas sent Eli toward cover, then vanished behind the deepening smoke. Eli searched the smoke, carrying friendship, courage, and war's human cost. The young teacher finally learned that fear could have its own sound. Then a faint cry rose again from somewhere beyond the corn. Through the smoke, they saw a Union soldier struggling toward cover. Elias and Samuel exchanged one look and understood the danger. Yet leaving a stranger alone in that field felt impossible. Together, the friends rose and crossed the shattered wooden fence. Each careful step carried them farther from the safety behind them. A sudden volley from the tree line forced them low again. Samuel urged the soldier onward as Elias reached through the corn. At Antietam, a sudden volley drove Elias and Samuel into the mud. As smoke thinned, Elias saw Samuel standing dangerously exposed nearby. Samuel remembered their childhood promise and rushed back toward his friend. The promise brought them cover. Then smoke tore them apart. When the haze cleared, Elias was breathing, but Samuel had vanished. Beneath the distant thunder, Elias heard Samuel call his name. He found Samuel alive, among the corn, unable to continue. Samuel died there, leaving Elias their promise to carry home. Elias returned to Samuel's mother. So remember Antietam's soldiers and stories. Before Antietam, Elias and Samuel promised Elias's mother they would return home together. Soon, fighting swept through the cornfield where Union soldiers faced relentless danger. Elias found Samuel alive in the mud, exhausted beneath the drifting smoke. By the fence, musket fire drove them low, and Samuel shielded Elias. When smoke cleared, Samuel had vanished, leaving Elias with their photograph. Elias followed the Union line, carrying a promise war had shattered.